What is going on? I am Anon Moose on the internets. Let's have a look at the War Factory today. Obviously, we don't have the power of huge melons on our side. Don't have the melon chuckers on War Factory or the main base. Looking forward to them hopefully coming. They are a prototype troop. Let's have a look. This is going to be a doozy. Holy crow. Low level hell. This is tough, tough, tough. If we go to the right-hand side, Doom Cannon's going to be a problem. Press grapplers, obviously. If we go to the left-hand side, there's also some Doom Cannons. These ones are going to range. And there's rocket launchers and shock launchers. And then the shield generators have a ton of health. Low levels will not be able to barrage these, even with that wonderful, wonderful artillery energy cost reduction. Oh, that's a mouthful. Anyways, let's have a look, see what the heck we can do. I am going to load Everspark because I think we need her on this hit. Not entirely sure what this hit's going to be, but let's load her up, do it live. This is one of those ones where doing it live is going to be tough because I don't know what the heck I'm going to do yet. So first of all, I think we need to get rid of these shock launchers. Then we can potentially get into these shield gens, but it's going to be there's going to be a bunch of things going on here. So that's how we're going to start. I do have instant training on this account, which is a huge plus. Now, more on that in a second, but for right now, let's get Everspark into play here. We're going to press the hack button. We're going to flare the farthest target. Always, always flare the farthest. That way, something else you've damaged is going to be in range. That way, we can double hack. If we actually pull off the double hack or not, we're going to find out in about 3, 2, 1. Now, double hack successful. That just saved us a smoke. That is a huge, huge plus. So always try to double hack. If you fail and you recover in smoke early, it's not a big deal. Double hack the second time, always incredibly easy. The first time, tough. Second time, so easy. Boom, shaka, laka, as they say in NBA Jam. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to drop all of our troops here on this right-hand side, right into here. And then we're going to shock all of this stuff, and we should be able to clear this entire left shore just using one shock, which is going to drastically reduce the difficulty later on, because we need to go get those shield gens, I do believe. We're going to find out very, very soon. I am not going to get anywhere near those machine guns, because machine guns and zookas, not a great combo. And now we are going to retreat, and I am going to throw some artillery on those. Oh, I forgot to click it the second time. No, we are losing troops like nobody's business, but at least we managed to mark those back rocket launchers, which is going to be critical in a second or two. Make sure you retreat before I did. Typically, I click retreat once, bring it in the second time. Pretty happy with that for a first attack, though. We managed to get rid of all the shock launchers, and we had a bunch of GBE to get rid of that front stuff. So we can now go get those shield gens with one shock here, one shock here, and one shock here. So 3 shocks to get the shield gens. Not bad, but those rockets are still just on the edge of our range, so we're going to go get rid of those as well. Now, you could do some sort of grappler express to get back there, but I do not have the guts to do it. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to flare right to about there. You can flare before you, just drop the flare. That way you can just worry about Everspark. And then we're going to get her back into here. I am going to gap smoke a little bit, not worried about her dying because boom cannons don't shoot terribly quickly. But you need to be a little bit concerned for sure. Don't go all willy-nilly, but you can be a little bit crazy with your double smoking. Now, as soon as that smoke gets to about 90%, we're going to push the button again, double hack, boom, shakalaka. Number 2, feeling pretty good right now. We've got enough GBE for that next double hack. This is, I gotta say, my best hack performance in all of hacking performances. So double hack one more time. Down go those rocket launchers, I hope. Come on. That Doom Cannon doesn't range that last one. Hopefully we've got enough damage to get that down. Might not be a good idea to... Come on, Boom Cannons, shoot! Okay, just in the nick of time. Now, should we be dropping our troops? It's a little bit dicey at this point. realistically, we could go to the left-hand side and get, you know what, let's just do that. I've got instant training. I meant to say, like I said, more on that later, and then I didn't do any more on that. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear this right side. I'm going to let some of my zookas get shot in the face. Do realize that boom cannons tend to pick the same target, so you can actually have 3 boom cannons shoot and only lose 1 zooka, which works out incredibly well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear some of these mines because we're going to head over there in a minute or two is my general plan. But as soon as that doom cannons turns towards us, I'm going to run away with my tail between my legs because there's no point getting over into there. Now, should I be throwing, you know what, let's throw all of our GBE onto these machine guns, see if we can't get rid of those, simplify things even more. I mean, this, for something that we're just making up as we go along, is going fairly all right. Now let's run away. Getting rid of those machine guns is pretty darn close. I think it's 1 more artillery, and then those shield gens are going to open right up. Yeah, so good things happening. Pretty happy with these attacks so far. Is that 2 attacks or 3? I think that's 2. Yes, 2 attacks, and we've gotten so much done. These machine guns are essentially dead. That whole left side is cleared, so we can come in and hit that core. Let's do some more good stuff. Now, we don't have a lot to do. We only have 2 shocks to get those shield gens, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send Everspark over into here, and we're going to try our best to get rid of those flamethrowers, because I think that's going to have a lot of benefit for us if we can get rid of those flamethrowers, and it's only 2 hacks, and then we can go get those shield gens. While we wait, let's get rid of those machine guns. We're going to push the hack button, flare that far flamethrower just as we talked about, and then we're going to throw 1 smoke into there, and then, oh, this is going to be super duper risky. Come on, 1 and 2. 1 smoke to get both those flamethrowers is going to be hugely beneficial in a second or two, and now we're just golden. Like, this is, I gotta say, this is the perfect attack strategy so far. Very happy with how things are progressing. We're gonna throw 1 smoke right into there. And now we are gonna head right into this neighborhood. We're gonna go 1, 2 smokes right into there. I like to throw my last smoke first. I find I get way better attacks out of it, just because that way if your troops leak back towards where they're going, you're going to get better success. Just a reminder, you need to flare shield gens. You can't mark them. You can't mark a shield gen. You need to keep those flares coming out. And at this point, we can retreat 1 more time, just getting the troops the heck away from where they needed to be and running away. All of our barrages actually landed as well, so, I mean, this is just stellar. I'm very happy with this. You guys should be able to follow this guide and take down War Factory. The only problem is everything's going perfectly. And speaking of everything going perfectly, check in the shop. In the shop right now, there is a sale. You get extra builder for half off, 30 days of instant training for half off. Huge boost. Now, it sounds like 95% of people have this sale in their shop. Some people don't, so it might be location dependent. Do remember, please consider putting zmoT into your creator code on the right hand side. A penny from both of those sales goes to me, which is amazing, and pennies add up. You can't save your dollars if you're not saving your pennies or something like that. Now, as far as that goes, I'm not sure if what this your offers setting does. Perhaps try toggling that and then closing the game and coming back in if it's not showing up in your shop, but I don't know what that setting does, so it's just a complete Hail Mary at this point. Anyways, let's see if we can take this core down. I'm pretty confident that we can. We've got a nice cold beach here. No big melons to throw towards the core, so that beach is extra cold today. Let's get all of our troops going crazy wide. I mean, there's no need to go this wide whatsoever, as you saw with our Everspark attack to get those flamethrowers. But I'm just going to go extra wide just to be super duper cautious. Now, one thing to be aware of, when you're going wide or when you're going to the very, very back of an operation base, for example, do send Brick late. You notice how I dropped Brick a little bit late? She walks a little bit faster, and it works very well. Now, by flaring further along than we want to go, it means that Brick has to walk farther, which just makes it more likely that they're going to arrive at about the same time. We're going to use 2 smokes in here because we've got lots and lots of GBE, and we should be able to absolutely crush this base from here, just based on how much of the flamethrowers we've cleared and everything else. Right now we've shocked, you know what, let's shock that grappler as well, and we are just going to crush this base. Like, look at this, down goes Gearhart just like that. We lost like 2 zookas on our core hit, I think, and very, very easy hit towards the end. I say very easy. Obviously, I'm comfortable with smoke. You might not be. The more practice you get with smoke, the better your attacks are going to be, regardless of which troops you use. So, only lost 2 zookas there, which is fan-diddly-tastic, as Ned Flanders would say. Let's quickly change accounts. I'll come back and we'll try to do something magical with a max level account. Stick around. Okie dokie, let's have a look. We're going to actually use some Warships troops. If you've been playing Warships, you know that heavy melons are a thing this season. Do check the cards above because I've had a lot of great success with them. One thing to note, if you're using heavies and melon bombardiers, do consider swapping this around so that you actually have 5 boats of heavies, 3 boats of melons, and just rushing the HQs. That works as well. Big shout out to, I forget your name. If it was you that suggested that in my comments, please do let me know in these comments, and I will say happy thank you, thank you, thank you. This is not a great troop combo for this at all. Like, there's nothing good about this. Single shot defenses versus heavies, not good. Grapplers versus heavies, not great. But we're just going to give it a shot. We're just going to... Should we go right just to mix things up a little bit? Probably. You know what? Let's get Bullet involved. Bullet is going to get passed around like a crazy person, and I'm okay with that because we've got lots and lots of gold. Bombardiers are, I think, still the most expensive troop in the game. Not sure. One thing to note, let's just have a quick look here. Yeah, Bombardiers, most expensive troop in the game. One thing to note, check this out, folks. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I have maxed my mechs. There will be a max level mech video coming in the next little bit, so stay tuned. We're going to use Bullet with his taunt, because if we don't use taunt, energy drink's not going to do a heck of a lot for us. Getting some critters out so that Bullet has a decent chance of staying alive for a little while. And then we're just going to keep pumping some critters there. And now, shocking, and this is not going to go well. I do not have high hopes for this attack at all, but that is half the fun, I suppose. So we're just going to get all of our bombardiers clearing out from this corner as those grapplers and doom cannons pick off all of the things. I mean, there's just so many doom cannons coming from this side. That zmoT is going to be a pain in the butt as well. Just trying to keep the grapplers from grabbing Bullet is my #1 goal right now, because as soon as they grab Bullet, things are going to get interesting. There we go, we got grabbed. Now we just need Bullet to keep taunting so that when he gets passed around, he taunts all of the things. Little thing that you can do, obviously he's going to die at some point, but if you can keep him getting passed around and not be shocked, he can taunt all sorts of craziness. We are losing troops just so quickly at this point because the grapplers have gotten into our bombardiers, but you know what, that's half the fun. Let's keep moving forward with our troops, basically wasting gold, doing things the silly way. I gotta say, my low level account hit was near perfection, so we don't need to worry about doing the perfect hit. We're just going to worry about moving our troops forward and having some fun at this point. Max levels can just barrage those shields and then go hit the core similar to what I did. I'd probably hit the core from this right-hand side by those shields instead as a max level account. We are just going to see how much of this core we can clear. Wishing that we had the melon bombers, quite obviously, simply because there's shrapnel and explosive stuff is fun, but can't always do that. So we're just going to keep all of our bombardiers and heavies moving forwards. Like I said, heavies are not the right choice for this. If we had Rifleman would probably be better. Just a reminder, I see people in operation attacks all the time using heavy zooka against boom cannons. Please consider using rifle zooka against boom cannons instead. You will get far, far better success, because single shots against heavies just means one shot and they're dead, whereas you can get like 4 rifles for the same cost and just get so much better stuff. So Bullet actually doing some work back there, getting rid of that grappler and taunting some things around him, which is working fairly darn well. At this point, it's about to be very, very ugly. Let's start throwing some artillery. Just a reminder, artillery is crazy, crazy cheap, so barrage not the best answer a lot this cycle. So make sure you're throwing, like, there actually is a calculator for this, by the way. Check out pixelcrux.com, is that right? Anyways, there are some great calculators for how to use your GBE. I can't remember the exact website. I think it's PixelCrux or MindPixel or Pixel something. But, I mean, we've done pretty darn well considering. Like, this attack is not something I would recommend anyone do unless you're trying to have fun. If you have a fun method for this War Factory, please do let me know. I've got another account that I will be taking down the War Factory on in my own time. So if you have an attack to share, please do let me know, because I like silliness. And as you can see here, we're just gonna crush this core, taking it down from all angles, trying to get rid of all sorts of stuff. Probably should be barraging that grappler so it doesn't get rid of our Bullet. Did we get it in time? Yes, maybe. Bullet still alive. Managed to get rid of that grappler, and grapplers have a ton of health. So the fact that we managed to artillery and barrage that grappler, I used way too many barrages even after that entire conversation we just had about it. Oh, running out of gas. This attack slowly moving forward. Melon bombers are so much faster thanks to that extra shrapnel they like to throw, or perhaps because War Factory has like 20 times the number of buildings as warships. I mean, there's 150 buildings here. Warships, I'm gonna guess we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 at the very most, so 5 times the buildings. Bullet just being a champion, standing out front, getting shot straight in the face. Let's clear some of these mines while we have our troops alive. Bullet is the MVP. When Bullet was added to the game, he absolutely changed this game for the better, I think. Mega Crab, just absolutely made Mega Crab into a whole different beast of a game. Before Bullet, actually, even without Bullet, Mega Crab is not close to as difficult. So zookas changed operations, Bullet changed PvP, Bullet changed Mega Crab. There was I'm always curious to hear if the developers thought that Bullet would have the impact that he did, or if they thought that zookas would be the troop of choice. Look at that. Remember how I said how much gold we have? Maybe not quite so much. Wasting all of the gold. Let's check our operation reward. There's that same offer. We're very low on gold. Holy crow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change out a boat of those for a boat of those. That's going to get us in there. Bombardiers, so expensive. Oh, not a great idea. Should we? You know what? We need to. A lot of you, someone out there has to know what I'm thinking right there. Let's finish this off. We're going to completely and utterly do a Save the Core challenge. If you've never seen a Save the Core challenge, it is important that we get all of the mines. It is important that we get every single building, and this video is going to take an extra moment or two as a result. My apologies, but we are going to clear this entire goodness, and we're going to do a victory lap, and it's going to be silly and ridiculous, and hopefully it's going to be possible. One thing to be aware of is when you're doing a Save the Core, it's a little bit dicey because we've already done a bunch of damage to the core, and as a result, we need to be very, very careful and make sure that we're not doing any direct damage to the core, because if we do, that indirect damage is going to make the core blow up. Hopefully that made sense. I didn't exactly explain it very well, but we need to focus all of our damage on buildings, otherwise bad things are going to happen. That core is going to explode, and we're not going to get the victory lap that we need to have happen. So next up, we're going to go and get all of these boom cannons before our bombardiers throw anything towards the core. This is going to be incredibly, incredibly close. I think that core is going to explode, and I am not going to be super duper happy. So bombardiers getting rid of all of the defensive buildings. Now we need to get the heck away from the core, get rid of all of these buildings. Need to save some GBE for the victory lap. This health is going to be so close to 0. I'm not sure if we're actually going to pull it off. If one bombardier throws one bomb towards the core, we're going to not have enough health. For those of you who are unaware, you can do 70% of the core's damage by what's called indirect damage, which is just your troops blowing up other buildings. I think we're going to be fairly safe here. Looks like we're good. Going to be quite low on GBE for the actual victory lap. I realize this video has turned for the silly, but I highly, highly recommend trying to do a Save the Core challenge. There are a ton of benefits in it, even if it's just for your entertainment. I think that should do it. Now we need to get our troops doing the circle around the core very, very soon. Gonna be very, very close on GBE. Need to get our troops slightly further from the core. Oh, I think we are good. Have we managed to do the full Save the Core challenge? Yes, we have. Every single mine is clear. Every single building is clear. Now, if you're pushing victory points, if you're trying to get your victory points to go higher, at this point, retreat. Leave War Factory at this point and go to bed. There is no advantage to taking down that core, except for like that extra one reward, which is going to give us what? Like reward level 7 gives us some iron. So if you're a max level player, you likely don't need that iron, and you're going to get a couple extra spawns as a result. If you have questions about that, let me know. Obviously, for me, it's not a big deal. If we find my radar right in there, my radar shows that I need to clear my map. If you're at 17%, 14%, leave it at that. Otherwise, as always, I'm zmoT. Do consider subscribing, please. If you like this, click the like button. Leave a comment down below. Do consider putting my name in your creator code. That's a lot of requests for you. More importantly, throw that melon emoji down in the comments. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace! With some extra gusto today.